Now, so here's a report that's coming in from Karnataka of yet another shocking state of affairs in a hospital after Gorakhpur's BRD. Situation inside this district hospital in Kalaburgi in Karnataka is shocking. A pregnant woman is forced to share beds. Unhygienic conditions that are plaguing this particular hospital here as well. Let's get in our correspondent Deepak getting us further inputs on this. Deepak, what are the hospital authorities, the administration in charge here saying on why this dilapidated condition?
Well, quite a sorry state of affairs to tell you really about what's happening here at the government district hospital in Kalaburgi. Now, while the government stresses on the fact that safety of women, protection of women and children is priority for the government, look at what's happening here. One single bed, two pregnant women lying on the same bed. There are multiple reports coming in that several times there are three women who are asked to share one single bed. Some of them asked to sit on the floor while the other two take rest on a single bed. It's not just the patients, it's also the visitors or the family members who accompany the patients as well who've complained, especially in the labor ward. There's no seating arrangements whatsoever. Unhygienic conditions is something that they've complained about in the past as well. While we in fact try and get reactions from the government hospital and the management there, they go on to defend the hospital, saying that they do everything that they can to ensure that the utmost hygiene is maintained in the hospital, but then the visuals show otherwise, and also the conditions of the two pregnant women lying on a single bed do show you that there is a serious lack of amenities in the hospital, especially in terms of beds in the hospital and other amenities in the hospital is something that's questionable. Now, how far is the government really working to improve it? Well, the number of patients that do come in here, it's said that about 800 patients for the maternity ward itself come in about a month's time. So do they have enough equipment? Do they have enough beds to accommodate these many women? Well, not really. The government has also sanctioned a fund recently in the budget to ensure that another maternity ward is built in the hospital to ensure that this kind of problem does not arise, but that's still under construction. Not much progress that has been made. That's what the local residents claim. But desperate attempts to actually put this across to the authorities in the hospital have really fallen on deaf ears.
Right, but is there a sense, an explanation whatsoever here that's coming in? Is there a shortage of funds? Has there been a non-payment of bills? What's really plaguing the hospital to be functioning in this manner?
Well, it's simple. The facilities that are available do not correlate to the amount of patients and the number of patients that do come in. And to really correlate the two, they do have to set up new wards. They do have to bring in more equipment, more number of beds. But this clearly, while the government on one end promises that a new ward itself will be set up, a new maternity hospital will be set up, that's still pending. Now, the government's term is due to end in a few months from now. So when is it really going to come about? Though it has been sanctioned in the budget, it still remains in the pipeline. So while the patients continue to suffer, while you still have the apathy that's on display, it's the patients that will continue to pay the price up unless the government really pushes for extra beds to be brought in, pumps in more funds so that this sort of apathy does not continue.
Deepak, many thanks for getting us those inputs. This is yet another hospital, a government-run hospital here in Karnataka, which is facing a similar such situation, not paying attention to infrastructure that is required to treat the patients. What follows is unhygienic conditions and an absolute carelessness there by the hospital staff.